They always tell you there's a catch, a compromise, an asterisk. Sprite Zero Sugar? It's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your thirst.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
J.Cole, 2-6. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a pretty good episode for y'all today. J.Cole has finally dropped his new album, The Fucking Fall Off. I'm out here in the cold, and we might as well talk about this goddamn song. Now, this is actually a music video, so I said, you know what, we might as well check it out. Now, usually when I do these kind of, when I review, a bunch of singles off of an album, then we work our way to an album review, I usually start, picking out a couple of random tracks. But, I thought for a J. Cole album, I really need to dive into it. And honestly, I haven't even dived into the album yet. That's actually what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to dive fully into the album. I'm going to be listening to it all the way through. Can't believe that's going to be happening. This album has been in the works for like fucking 10 plus goddamn years. I mean, it's been that fucking long. So, holy shit. Now, what I also do enjoy from J. Cole is the way this man can fucking rap his ass off, but I'm not gonna lie. When I first threw on 2-6, when that intro comes in, I'm a little worried. I'm a little scared. I'm like, J. Cole, please don't be fucking singing throughout the whole entire song. I need you to rap your goddamn ass off. I need you to go fucking crazy. So I was a little worried when I heard that intro, when I heard that guitar coming in, I will say J. Cole's definitely got a more blues type of singing voice, if that's, something you want from J. Cole. I don't really go for J. Cole with all the singing. I mean, there's some tracks where I'm like, okay, this shit's fucking fire, maybe on KOD, but I don't go for J. Cole for singing, so the intro was kind of fine, just okay for me, nothing too fucking crazy. I do wish it was a little bit better, I wish, the guitar switch would have been better, but I also do not come for J. Cole's music for fucking singing, so I'm not really going to critique his singing on here. It's okay, it sounds alright, but let's get into something that I actually care about, because, it's like a faint and a whisper, because the guitar kind of stops, you hear those fucking, kind of like old, Western sounds start kicking in, and then, the 2-6 sound comes in. This is a very funky-ass fucking rap beat, and I think that's a really cool thing. I think sometimes I forget that rap beats can actually have some soul to them, that can actually have some character to them, whether, it's with those really nice, gritty-sounding fucking drums on here that just go absolutely hard. Love those fucking trumpets in the background. Like those sample sounds too, with the background vocals really helping it out. Also that that little hint, of a chime, or a whistle sound doing its thing too, just adding to the fucking vibe. I will say this instrumental, this whole entire fucking rap beat goes goddamn hard. It's really fucking fire. One of my favorite beats that I've definitely heard on this fucking album. And then you get into the hook, and the hook's, got all these background vocals. It's got all this shit that just goes fucking crazy on here, which I'm just like, damn, that sounds really fucking good, really nice. And I think J. Cole completely killed it with this fucking rap beat, from all the different elements. There's no switch-ups on this beat. But you don't need switch-ups when the beat is this fucking fire, when the beat's actually, got something to it. Because, it doesn't have distinctively, a beat switch, but it has, elements of switching up, with those background vocals coming in, that trumpet switching up, maybe those drums, pausing for 1 second and then going back into it. All these mini switch-ups just adding life and adding soul to this whole entire beat, the whole entire listening experience. So I think that's what you're 100% getting with this fucking beat. So I will say that's goddamn fucking incredible. What I also do enjoy too is J. Cole's rapping on here. I really like the beat, but goddamn, the way J. Cole raps on here, starting off with that beginning verse, the flow is kind of, you know, charismatic, kind of like I don't give a fuck. It's that type of fucking energy. And then you get that switch up where he's just kind of like really riding the fucking beat, really going fucking crazy with that second flow switch. That second flow might be my favorite fucking flow that I've heard from J. Cole. The way he's just sliding on this fucking beat, going goddamn crazy, just adding so much fucking value to the listening experience. The way this man can just fucking go crazy with the rapping just kind of shows, alright, you know, this is who fucking J. Cole is. Like, goddamn, this shit is too fucking fire. I will say the rapping on here on 2-6 is definitely one of the best that I've heard. And this is what I've been wanting. You know, I've been wanting J. Cole to really just kind of drop the whole, like, you know, kind of sleepy, you know, rap effect. You know, let's fucking just go crazy. Let's just go from bar to bar. Let's, like, go crazy on the fucking lyrics. I do like how he's riding a bicycle while he's talking about not being humbled, which is pretty fucking funny in my opinion, which is pretty fire. And he's riding behind, you know, a bunch of lightning and a whole ass fucking lightning storm. So, I mean, all the elements are goddamn there. I will say, overall, the rapping from J. Cole is definitely top-notch. You know, adding that beat, which that beat's really fucking fire. But I really like that 2-6 hook, too. I usually do not like the kind of whispering rap hooks. That's what this is. This is a whispering rap hook. And sometimes a whispering rap hook cannot be that entertaining to listen to, cannot add that much fucking value. You know, it's just kind of like, all right, let's get to the next verse. You know, let's move on now. You know, I don't really enjoy that whispering hook that much, but I will say the 2-6 hook actually does work on here, actually does sound pretty fucking fire, actually does got a lot to it, which I do like, and I like how the 2-6 really combines with those background vocals too. So I overall really enjoy that. Overall, when we talk about J. Cole 2-6, I really enjoy this beat. I think this is one of the best beats that I've heard from off this fucking album. Love all the different elements here, the drums, the bass, the fucking sample elements, the fucking, you know, the trumpets, all those different elements just work so well. Really enjoy the hook on here. I think this is a nice ass rap hook, you know, it just gets stuck in your head, really does the job there. And then I really enjoy those couple of verses. This is some of the best rapping that I've heard from J. Cole. So overall, I'm easily going to give 2-6 an easy 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode, guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And we got a lot more J. Cole content coming very, very, very soon. So I'll see you later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Guys, bye.